Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Ibrahim Khalil. Today I want to talk about the latest monetary policy declared by Bangladesh Bank. On October 22, 2024, Bangladesh Bank announced an increase in its key interest rate by 50 basis points, setting the repo rate at 10% effective from 27th October 2024. This decision marks the fourth rate hike this year and aims to combat persistent inflationary pressures, with the primary goal of combating rising inflation and stabilizing the macroeconomic environment. The policy was introduced amidst a backdrop of global economic uncertainties, high inflation, and domestic challenges such as political instability and supply side disruptions. The central bank aims to control inflation, stabilize the currency, and support sustainable growth. Now, I would like to introduce the tools used by Bangladesh Bank to regulate the money supply, control inflation, and stabilize the economy. Those tools are repo rate, open market operations, cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity ratio, standing lending facility and standing deposit facility, foreign exchange interventions, and moral suasion. Now, I would like to Now I would like to talk about the significant changes compared to the previous monetary policy. In comparison to the last monetary policy announced in September 2024, the latest policy has introduced several key changes. The changes in repo rate. The most significant change is the increase in the repo rate from 9.5% to 10%. This is the fourth rate hike in 2024, signaling the central bank's commitment to an aggressive monetary tightening cycle. The previous policy saw a smaller hike of 25 basis points, whereas the current policy has doubled the hike to 50 basis points, indicating increasing inflationary concerns. This marks the fourth time that the key interest rate has been raised this year. The governor of Bangladesh Bank said a contractionary monetary policy will be followed as long as inflation does not come under control. Changes in interest rate corridor. Both the standing lending facility and standing deposit facility rates have been raised. The SLF increased from 11% to 11.5% and the SDF increased from 8% to 8.5%. In the previous policy, the change to these rates are less pronounced, reflecting a more cautious approach. The steeper hikes in the current policy reflect the heightened urgency of addressing inflation and ensuring financial stability. Bangladesh Bank also changed in its liquidity management. One of the more notable changes in the recent policy is the decision to reduce repo auctions to once per week. The previous policy allowed for more frequent repo auctions, giving banks easier access to liquidity. This reduction marks a clear effort to tighten liquidity conditions, reduce money supply, and prevent the overheating of the changes in open market operations. Bangladesh Bank engaged in the buying and selling of government securities in the open market to control the money supply. As we know, when the central bank sells government securities, it absorbs liquidity from the banking system. When it buys securities, it injects liquidity. Bangladesh Bank does not change its CRR ratio, and Bangladesh Bank set SLR at 13% for conventional banks and 5.5% for. Bangladesh Bank also changed foreign exchange policy. Another critical aspect of the policy is stabilizing the exchange rate, which has come under pressure due to high demand for US dollars. The central bank has intervened by selling foreign exchange reserves to prevent excessive depreciations of the Bangladeshi taka. In conclusion, the latest monetary policy declared by Bangladesh Bank reflect a strong commitment to controlling inflation and stabilizing the macroeconomic environment through a combination of interest rate hikes, liquidity control measures, and foreign exchange interventions. The central bank aims to address the economic challenges posed by rising inflation, exchange rate volatility, and global uncertainties. While the measures taken so far are necessary, further reform are required to ensure long-term stability and growth. This include strengthening supply-side intervention, improving communication and transparency, enhancing coordination with fiscal policy, and building resilience in the banking and financial sectors. By adopting these reforms, Bangladesh Bank can navigate the current economic challenges and build a more stable and prosperous future for the country. Thank you, everyone.